$59 total at 1:59 p.m. This is CRS continued. Cash register synchronicity. Synchronicity. Sync. Link. Meaningful coincidence. Acausal connections. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychoanalyst, coined the term in his essay published in 1947 of all years. Year of the founding of the Air Force, CIA, NSA, and Israel, and the UN. What a year that was, 47. See Christopher Lord, True Theories's work, Christ Lord's work on number 47, and the Wizard of Oz, and then the Stargate of Oz video by Barely Human 11. You can put it all together if you take your head out of your rectum. And if you stop, and if you transcend thinking, if you take your feeling and you bring that in, and you get into this whole brain, stop using just what they're telling you, you're just using 2-3%. I'm sorry, all of this is working. It all has function. Just because it's not in your conscious control doesn't mean it's not active and doing its thing. Immature people think that the consciousness is just your ego and just what you're aware of in the moment and now. No, that's just a blip. That's just the surface of it. The deep ocean of consciousness within and without is accessible to you, but you gotta commit to it. That's the problem. Most people, they don't have what it takes because they don't have the commitment. You need commitment, tenacity, perseverance, strength, and you have to work on your body too. This can't just be, you gotta have a strong temple. Your body, Holy Land here, with the glands, what's in your hands. It's gotta be work. You gotta have psychosomatic integration. You have to be an integer, have integrity, have honesty, have one mind. Not be a lying jackass manipulator, psycho, creep, like so many people in the world walking around out there. I can smell them. I think if I was in the presence of a Ted Bundy type, I would know. I can feel it. I can feel the creep and the creepo sickness, and it's from lots of practice. I've been working with the public since I was, 7, 8 years old, newspaper route. And then my first, grocery store job was right here when this was Star Market. It's now Whole Foods. It was Star Market back in the latter 80s, early 90s when I worked there. Early 90s was when I worked there. In my mid-teens. Currently in my 42nd year. I was born in 76. We got the Spirit of 76 painting over here in Marblehead, New England Patriots, all this, 76 stuff, and that just so happens to be the English gematria reduction of the word power and master, 76. Reducing to 13, like the score last night of the Patriots. 13-3, adding to 16, 167, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Trump. 88 in English gematria, Trump. Biff, 88 miles per hour. Remember Biff in Back to the Future 2, when before he steals the DeLorean and goes and fucks up and creates the alternate timeline, the skewed timeline, leading to Biff running everything with the sports almanac, the Gray's sports almanac, Gray aliens, with the hands of the clock pointing in the blast from the past in 1945 on the front of the Gray's sports almanac bag. The checkerboard cab. Phonius monk.
Thank you so much for listening.
Checker Street, I think. Would that be like the Checker cab with Biff? That said Luxor on the cab with the. It's Stargate. We're dealing with Stargate stuff. This whole thing, like they want you to be really political in your thinking about Trump and all this shit. But when you bring your imagination into it, and you see all this other stuff, like when you bring in all this time travel backstory with Barron and this book from what was the name of the author who wrote the book about Barron Trump time traveling in the late 19th century, There's so much more than just the political, surface level nonsense that people are engaged in generally.
Recorded in 2006 and released on Palmetto Records. Following this, we'll hear
a few more of these to share with you before I move on. I think I'll read a little bit more of the Tao from Osho for you, where I left off, Absolute Tao. So 1:05 p.m., $50.60, 50:05, 50, and then 150, 50, 50. Donald equals 50 in English gematria. 506 there, 5006, and that's the number of the store, which was over here on Paradise Road originally when I was hired in 04. In Swampscott, now it's in Saugus at number 358B Broadway, 358888. My birthday cashier number 529, reducing to 16, 527, 916, 167. That's JFK's birthday, May 29th. My father's birthday is the day JFK was assassinated. My dad turned 11 on 11/22/63. Imagine that birthday. L even. He turned L even on 1122, 11 times 2, 22, 63, 36 and 3, 9, 922, 911. Novum originally month 9, the Sag of Taurus, Sagittarius. JFK taken out at Dealey Plaza de LA on the 33rd parallel. Same as Baghdad, same as San Diego, where I ended up going with a 33-year-old woman when I was 21 years old, 2021. A woman named Jackie, or Jacqueline. Synchromistic epic. That's life. 525, 19 items, 19th second of the 25th minute. 19, 1 and 9, 10, 1 and 0, 1, 2019. S is letter 19, Adam equals 19 in English gematria. 1 and 9, 10, 1 and 0, 1. 19th letter, the S, the serpent, the sine wave. The serpent, or the thoughts of the sine wave of yang and yin, of Thoth, of 88. 2662 invoice number. 26, number reduction, English gematria reduction of God, God, 26, same as mid, the mid L, 26, 2 and 6, 8, 88. 1233 total, 1233, time 4:33, 16th hour, 33rd minute, 11th second. Remember, this was yesterday before the Super Bowl, which ended up being 133 score, reducing to 16-7, 88, 16-7, S even. At 2:23 and 44 seconds, the total of the customer's purchase was 2144. 44, number value of mask. So the date, 2/3 p.m., 14/23/44, 2144. Total of L. Scriptor. The script, the serpent crypt of the bull god of the Bible. The script which has to be decrypted because it's encrypted with secrets, hidden meanings, hidden unless you're initiated, then it's revealed. 2:15 p.m., 14:15, 42nd second, 22:58 total. 4286 invoice number. 15 items on the 15th minute. 15, 1 and 5, 6. 66. Reducing to 12. Reducing to 3. Last but not least, 1:24 p.m., 13th hour, 24th minute, 18th second, 22:24 total. On the 24th minute, total ending in 24. And invoice number 4249, 24 and 42 mirrors, item 6, 4 and 2, 6. Of the Sith. Of the basics. I feel a bowel movement's coming on. Not coming on, but but I'm gonna read some before I go. I'm gonna do Absolute Tao with you of Osho, Buddha, Zen, Tao, and Tantra. And isn't it interesting that Tao and Tantra have the same beginning with the TA of the 21 and 3? We were talking to him in here about how the guy who people talk to unburden themselves, like how many people can handle silence generally in the society, without interjecting small talk, because they can't handle themselves, because silence is what's within you. So this is we learned about how he had to write the book, right? The Tao Te Ching, because he got stopped at the border by his student. So, but truth cannot be expressed because the reaching of it is through silence. Truth cannot be expressed because the reaching of it, truth, is through silence, soundlessness, thoughtlessness. You can reach it through no mind. The mind drops. You reach it. You reach truth through no mind. The mind drops. How can you use something that, as a necessary condition, has to drop before truth can be reached? Mind cannot understand truth. Mind cannot realize truth. So how can mind express it? Remember it as a rule. If mind can attain something, mind can express it. If mind cannot attain it, mind cannot express it. All language is futile. Truth cannot be expressed. Then what have all the scriptures been doing? Then what is Lao Tzu doing? Then what are the Upanishads doing? They all try to say something that cannot be said, in the hope that a desire may arise in you to know about it. Truth cannot be said, but in the effort of saying it, a desire can arise in the listener to know that which cannot be expressed. A thirst can be provoked. The thirst is there. It needs a little provocation. You are already thirsty. How can it be otherwise? You are not blissful, you are not ecstatic, you are thirsty. Your heart is a burning fire. You are seeking something that can quench the thirst, but not finding the water, not finding the source, by and by you have tried to suppress your thirst itself. That is the only way, otherwise it is too much. It will not allow you to live at all, so you suppress the thirst. A master like Lao Tzu knows well that truth cannot be said, but the very effort to say it will provoke something. Bring the suppressed thirst to the surface. Once the thirst surfaces, a search, an inquiry starts. And he has moved you. The Tao that can be told of is not the absolute Tao. The Tao that can be told of is not the absolute Tao. At the most, it can be relative. For example, we can say something about light to a blind man, knowing well that it is impossible to communicate anything about light because he has no experience of it, but something can be said about light. Theories about light can be created. Even a blind man can become an expert in the theories of light. About the whole science of light, he can become an expert. There is no problem in that. But he will not understand what light is. He will understand what light consists of. He will understand the physics of light, the chemistry of light. He will understand the poetry of light, but he will not understand the faculty of it, what light is. The experience of light, he will not understand, the blind man. So all that is said to a blind man about light is only relative. It is something about light. It is not light itself. Light cannot be communicated.